Testing 1, 2.
Testing.
Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the 3 days of the 6-part series of the SATNAC Industry Solutions Challenge. I am Asavela Sigonya. I'm the Telcom Group Innovation Specialist, and I'm your host this morning for the Huawei sponsored challenge topic in privacy protection in AI. SATNAC is an acronym for the Southern African Telecommunications Networks and Applications Conference. SATNAC is Africa's leading and long-standing ICT conference with over 25 years. This is a dynamic conference that attracts over 300 delegates annually from industry, academia, and government. The mandate for the conference is to drive industry and African technological advancements through research. SATNAC invests immensely in research and skills development of its centers of excellence partners, which are over 15 South African universities. SATNAC would not be a success without our various sponsors at different tiers, and we are immensely grateful for this partnership with them. With the mandate to enhance research and skills development, SATNAC launched the Industry Solutions Challenge last year in 2023. The purpose for the challenge is to expose students to South African industry challenges and equip them with the necessary skills and to solution and innovate for such challenges. The students went through an immense solution development training for almost 3 months, with partnership from our diamond sponsors that are partnering with us in this challenge. And the diamond sponsors submitted various topics in energy and sustainability, artificial intelligence, customer and user experience, IoT, and network technologies. Yesterday, we kicked off the 6-part series with the MDOC-sponsored topics, which looked at proactive customer support as well as fraud detection. The broadcast for the session yesterday is available on our SATNAC YouTube channel. And to those joining us from the YouTube channel this morning, please interact with us, please engage, please share the link, and let everyone watch in as students share their innovative solutions in regards to the Huawei topic. Today, we look at privacy protection with AI with our Huawei sponsors, which are joining me in studio alongside some of our other industry experts, as well as our academic experts as well on the line. I will let the panel introduce themselves, starting with David next to me here.
Okay. Good morning. My name is David Mashobani. I am an IT solution specialist, regional specialist across the African region at Huawei, and glad to be part of the panel.
Great. Moving over to Deslin, who was our subject matter expert coach who helped immensely with the students as they were solutioning throughout the process, sharing a lot of knowledge on AI and just guiding them in terms of how to solution for the topic that they submitted.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deslin Pillay, and I'm a senior product manager at Huawei. I'm really excited to be here today, and it's been lots of work from the team, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of the solutions here now. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Deslin. Next up, we have Indri Moller, who is joining us from BCX. You can introduce yourself, Indri.
Hi, everyone. My name is Indri Muller. I head up the data office at BCX, looking at all aspects from data management through to data governance. Obviously, a hot topic at the moment, so I'm super excited to be here today, and good luck to all the guys that are partaking in today's session.
Great. Thanks, Indri. Next, we have our academic expert, Dr. Sontenga. Dr. Sontenga, please introduce yourself and let us know what you do.
Okay, thank you so much. As indicated, my name is Prosper Sotenga. I am a lecturer and a researcher in the Department of Electrical Engineering at the Tshwane University of Technology. My core specialties are in the field of telecommunications, looking into Internet of Things, virtualization, softwareization of the networks, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sontenga. Lastly, we have Mr. Klaba on the panel. Mr. Klaba, please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Sivu Klaba. I'm the current Senior Network Security Manager within the managed network security in BCX. And I'm looking forward to the presentation.
Great. Thank you so much, judges, for availing yourselves. We know you're quite busy, but you made the time and your investment in students' development. We're looking forward to the feedback that you'll give, looking forward to the presentations. We will now move to the introduction from and welcome from our SATNAC chairperson, Dr. Maki Yankis.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the 2024 SATNAC Innovation Challenge. I'd like to acknowledge the students in and beyond South Africa from across our country and our continent who have submitted and put themselves forward to solving some of the most pertinent challenges facing organizations as well as our society as a whole. It has been an absolute pleasure to see students coming together in their various teams to tackle some of our most pertinent challenges. I'd like to acknowledge our coaches and mentors, as well as the training organization that have played an impactful role in helping the students shape the various solutions that will be presented today. This is an opportunity for you to take the learnings of this process to implement them in your lives as you grow your career path, where some of you may end up actually starting their own organizations. Well done to the R&D team from the Telkom Group, which has worked immensely to ensure the success of the challenge. I want to acknowledge the following organizations who have played a key role in sponsorship for this program and have helped us shape it to what you see today. Amdocs, Huawei, OpenServe, Telkom Consumer, and the Telkom Group. Thank you to the judges, mentors, coaches, and everybody who has played a key role in making today a success. All the best to every single entry. We look forward to the success of your winning, not just today, but as you grow in your career, in your life, to continue to impact the country and the continent at large. Thank you and all the very best for today.
Thank you to Dr. Maki for a warm welcome. And I know she would have loved to be here in studio present as well to just thank the Huawei sponsors and our judges today. We are going to move on to Mr. David on my right to give us an overview of Huawei, what Huawei does holistically and what Huawei is doing in South Africa and the partnership you have with SATNAC, which is long-standing.
Right, so Huawei has been in business for almost 40 years now. We started off as a ICT provider, specifically with networks for the telcos or the carriers. But we have obviously then moved on based on all of our experience and R&D expenditure. We've had a long-standing partnership and sponsorship with SATNAC, which is why we are here, and we are happy to be part of the development that happens within the industry. Within the region, I mean, we've been in the South African region for just almost 20 years now. Across the entire African continent, we have presence doing all kinds of solutions and technology, from software, digital power, storage, IT, cloud. We have a presence across the entire information technology stack. And we keep, developing, spending a lot in R&D to ensure that we always develop the industry's best solutions for all of our customers. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you, David. Huawei was part of the challenge last year, and we always appreciate the support that you guys show in not only the challenge but the conference as a whole. The support that we've had from Huawei, we greatly appreciate it. We'll move over to Deslin, who was our subject matter expert coach, and what we did with the challenge this year, we asked our sponsors to come up with an expert in the spaces that they're submitting topics in. And the experts were coaching students, the participants throughout the solutioning period. And we also had our partner, Kui Studios, who assisted the students with solution development training so that they're equipped to solution for current industry challenges that we have. So I'll move on to Deslin to give us an overview of the topic that Huawei submitted and why Huawei has this specific interest in this topic, what we're looking for in terms of the solution, and just an overview of that.
Okay, so specifically why this topic? I think in the industry right now, in terms of ICT and cloud computing, networking overall, artificial intelligence is a common word that's being used, and we also find that the technologies that underpin artificial intelligence, us as an OEM, as Huawei, have a responsibility to bring to the fore, which we are doing across our product stacks in various different solutions and services that we offer our customers. With that being said, we notice that there is a challenge regarding the adoption of AI because AI depends heavily on the use of personal information or the privacy of organizations' data. With that in mind, we decided to choose a topic that will allow students to do theoretical research and market research in terms of how do we address and solve for privacy protection in AI. I think it's really exciting to see the student solutions. We've walked a long road, and this is a topic that not only solves for Huawei, but it actually solves for industry as a whole. And considering Huawei already has artificial intelligence in many of their products and solutions today, I definitely feel like we can take some of these learnings into our solutions going forward.
Thank you, Deslin. We're now going to move into the presentations today from the participants who are joining us virtually this morning. And we are going to start up with Insightful Innovator. Insightful Innovator, can someone just say hi to me on the line so that we can hear you in studio?
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
You can jump straight into your presentation, but I wanted to just to ask you why you went with the name Insightful Innovator. Can you explain that to the judges? Then we jump straight into your presentation.
So I chose the name Insightful Innovator because I saw from the requirements of our submissions, a huge part of it was to do research and to give a solution based on our research and also to give insights. So I thought, why not be the Insightful Innovator, where I am supplying research, but I'm also innovating and building on what is being done at the moment to improve it.
Great. That sounds great. We're looking forward to your presentations. You have 10 minutes. We're handing over to you.
Okay, thank you. Good day. I am Andile Ngomezulu, the Insightful Innovator, and I'm here to propose to you my solution, ProTech, where the pun is intended, as we are emphasizing that there is an importance in allowing AI to progress and advance, but at the same time, privacy protection must always be a top priority. So what will I cover today? Today, I will give some historical data and give insights as to how privacy protection is being neglected at the moment, what the problem is I'm solving for, what my solution is, what the value proposition is, what my business model is, and what makes my solution special, as well as what I need to make my solution a reality and a demo. Were you aware that your information, private information, is being sold and is generating revenue for companies such as Facebook and Huawei without your consent? This came as a shocking realization to me because not only are they generating money from private information, but they're making serious money. This includes, for the medical industry, $110 per user per year to $382 per user per year, where if we just take the numbers for Facebook alone, in the UK, they're producing $37 billion per year from private information. So I thought, okay, this can't be legal. Let me look into the rules and let's see if there's a way to define the problem more specifically. And it turns out that the reason why this is not defined is because there are no rules for privacy protection specifically in AI. And so we have to use the South African POPI Act as well as the international GDPR to form a basis on how we can solve this problem. I'd like to point out that a key point in the POPI Act is that you have to always keep in mind the right to protect privacy at all times, whether you're processing people's personally identifiable information or just general information that links back to them. And so it is important to give the user the ability to consent for this information to be used. And so when you allow them to provide consent, they become more aware of how their information is being used and where it is being used. So my solution. ProTech is a Gen AI. What better way to solve an AI problem than with an AI? And what it is it exists not only as an application and web application, but it also exists as a platform within the Huawei public cloud. On this slide, I've presented to you a high-level technical architectural diagram that basically shows the relationships between all the encryption technologies I've employed, so the protection techniques I've used, and also the protection technologies that I've used, where we can see at any point in the flow, I'd like to just point out that the user will be assigned a digital signature before either sharing their data with a third party or sharing their data on public networks or cloud services. And we'll see the significance of that in later slides. To give an overview of some challenges that ProTech addresses, is we have the airline industry and the healthcare industry, both two industries with large market sizes, being the airline having $1.5 billion in South Africa alone per year, to the healthcare industry being $47 billion per year in South Africa. Where in the airline industry, we can see that there's difficulty in the prediction of the number of passengers per flight, and therefore flight paths can either be congested or run at a loss. When we are linked up with ProTech, the airline can get protected data, source data, to allow better predictions using the AI. With the better predictions, if the airline can see that they will run at a loss, they can increase their targeted marketing to ProTech users and therefore increase sales and also reduce the cost of operations greatly. When the airline can see they are going to be congested that month, then the same thing can happen, but instead now they can plan properly and also have the cost of operations reduced greatly. With the healthcare industry, there's generally difficulty in reducing patient waiting times and therefore a reduced customer experience. The other part of ProTech, the beautiful part of ProTech that allows the advancements of AI is the ProTech is actually equipped with the retrieval augmented generator and a large language model. Those two work together to actually complete forms on the user's behalf, where forms generally take 10 to 15 minutes to fill in healthcare provider situations. Now, ProTech can actually fill those forms in under 2 minutes. And with this actually allows ProTech to also assign a digital signature to the form, where the digital signature is the one that is being used to track where the information is being used and how it is being used. This slide here gives a general overview of how the flow between the third party in the ProTech interface to the user would be, where we can see the third party will send a request for the user's information that flows through some protective technologies, gets to the user can either approve of or disapprove of the interaction. Upon approving, ProTech gets all the information ready for the third party. Upon rejection, that sends back to the third party that, no, I would not like to interact with you in this way. And the third party is now aware that the user has consented to or has revoked consent to the use of the information. This slide here gives an overview of how the interactions between the user and the interface would be, in that they will get a summary of where the information is on either a public platform, a public cloud platform, on public networks, and also with the third parties. This summary shows the user how their data is being used and where it is being used using the digital signature that has been tracked all this time. And the user can thereafter either consent to the continual use of their information, or they can revoke consent. So what is the value proposition? I believe ProTech gives a lot of value to its users, for both the individual users and also for third parties, where individual users receive user consent empowerment. And not only is this done, but it's also done securely. And at the same time, we also have authentication through a digital signature, which actually has great significance to the fact that the user can still transact and do everything that they need to do, get services from third parties and so on. But with the use of the digital signature, it hides who exactly they are, and they can still authenticate that it is indeed them. With the digital signature, it allows the third party to also, the user to also trace where their data is being used. This allows the third party and the user to have transparency. On the third party side, the third parties receive exclusive access to data and fast access to data, and this increases their profitability by a lot. So what is the business model? In my business model, I've outlined some key partners, key activities, customer relations, and customer segments, where we can see with key partners, we have basically any industry can actually be a key partner with Protech, where I've outlined some top industries with the largest market sizes being in finance, an example of a company in finance, healthcare, and airlines, and so on, where I will also cover the cost structure and revenue streams in further slides. For key resources in the cost structure, we will definitely be needing some skilled professionals in the software engineering and data analyst side of things. We will also need capital for development, encryption technologies, AI technologies, and marketing. And then for a worst case scenario, 12-month development plan, where I've seen that the best case scenario is a 10-month development plan, we only incurred 12.2 million Rand that year. And with that, we can also have the revenue streams cover those costs within the year, within the first year of development and deployment, where we have companies being able to subscribe or sign up to partner with us for only R1 million or 1.2 million Rand a year. This comes down to only 100,000 Rand per year, which is considerably much less than what Google and Facebook are charging to sell private information. And not only that, but we're allowing great value for money. I would also like to point out that this makes Protech a self-sustaining business. So what makes Protech special and what sets it apart from everything else? Not only does Protech allow transparency, but also Protech, I just want to also point out that the first 2 points already link up to the name of Protech, in that we are advancing the use of AI in people's lives, allowing AI to be pervasive in their lives, but also it's done in such a way that the user becomes more comfortable with the use of AI because everything is done transparently. And with the transparency between the user and the third party, this can also increase the relationship between the user and the third party, leading to Protech being highly scalable as more and more businesses may be interested in joining.
Andile, if you have a demo, let's try and quickly also go to that. You have a minute left. Let's try and conclude.
Okay, thank you. What I would need is I'd need mentorship for this, as I'm an aeronautical engineering student, and I'd also need funding and some help from skilled professional assistance. Some skilled professional assistance. Lastly, on my last slide here, I have 2 flows on how the interactions between the user and Protech work, and also the third party and the user, where we have a display of the screen on the side here, showing how the user can see very clearly where their data is being stored, where it's been tracked to, and also how they can share their data. One thing I'd also like to emphasize is the existence of this section at the top here, where we can see the policies and consents, which include both the Huawei policy and also the user's personal policy through Protech learning about the user's consenting and revoking consent to certain things. Lastly, I'd like to say I thank you so much for this opportunity, and please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Andile. That was a great presentation. I will now hand over to the judges to ask any questions, and you can take those questions. Judges, over to you. Any comments?
Perhaps I can go first.
Yes, yes. Desmond.
So I see that you're making a lot of mention in your solution to consent. Can you explain to me why you make such a strong emphasis around the consent of personal information?
Oh, thank you for that question. So it is important to provide consent or to allow the user to provide consent because privacy is a basic human right. And with how things have been done with the historical data I showed in the previous slides, it is very visible that that part of the human rights is actually being neglected. So to provide consent is to respect the user's privacy even on a virtual level.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have Henry has a question for you, Andile?
Can I maybe ask, I recently did a quick discussion about data quality being the delinquent in this happy AI family. So on data quality, have you looked at the impact of your quality of data on your solution? And if so, what is your estimation of that?
Thank you for your question. Please may I confirm if I understand you correctly. So when Protec is busy transacting or processing the user information, you're saying the quality of that information in that, is it going to serve the right purpose to the third parties?
That's correct. And also, like,
Okay.
how do you look after the quality of that data and ensure that it's of a high standard?
Oh, okay, I do understand. So I have looked into it, yes. And one thing that I'd like to also point out is the way Protec is to function. Basically, it is not like the user's information is being processed from just anywhere and everywhere. The user is very clearly aware of what the third party is intending to do with the information. And upon doing that, the user is also made aware of maybe the repercussions of maybe supplying the wrong information, for instance. And so also with the digital signature, before sending information, Protec will also verify using certain processes to say that, no, the user has truly stated this is their information and it is here available for the third party.
Thank you. Well answered.
I think Dr. Sontenga has a question for you as well, Andile. Doctor?
Okay, thank you so much for that presentation. It was a nice presentation, insightful. My question is on the generation of the digital signature. To what extent do you, or are you going to explain to the user or consider the user trust in your digital signature? Because although you are trying to track and trace the usage of the personal information, sometimes the user will also be mindful of the information that is being handed over to you, or in other words, to Protec, to generate digital signatures to be used. So to what extent is are you going to educate the user to ensure that the user understands that that information is also safe on Protec and not just on other third-party applications?
Thank you for your question. So with the policies and consent section of the actual app, the user can access the policies for Protec and Huawei, where it will be clearly stated what the digital signature is for, what the digital signature will be used for, and why are we using the digital signature in the first place. So in a sense, the user can become aware and is made aware even before uploading their files and allowing Protec to receive information from them.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, great. Mr. Klaba, David, are we good on questions? We
No,
still have about some time.
I'm good.
I'm actually, maybe since we've got time, you mentioned the cost of this platform. You also mentioned the revenue. Are you saying that this would be a profit generating or a loss generating platform? How have you worked the numbers?
Okay.
And what's the
Thank you
result
for
of
your
that number
question.
as well? Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for that question. So with how I've worked out the numbers, I've looked into the amounts that is being charged to Facebook and Google, or by Facebook and Google at the moment, in dollars. I converted that to rands. I got a reduction factor of almost 100 and something percent, 102%. That is allowing for the standard of living and so on. This allows Protech, though, to actually become a profitable company once we have covered the cost in the first year of deployment. So in the first year of deployment, my main focus is to cover the cost of development. Thereafter, Protech can become profitable and actually very well so, because we can recruit more companies to become partners with Protech. And yes, so it won't run at a loss, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Andile, for your presentation. It was quite interesting, and I think the judges loved it. I think you delivered your presentation quite well. Then we are going to move on to the next team. The team name is Cybertrons. Very interesting team name. And I think Ole Sedi, can you say hi to me from the virtual platform? Let's see if we hear you in studio. Hi there. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Are you guys ready to present?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. We can start with your presentation. Just let the judges know why you guys went with the Cybertrons name. What does that mean?
So everything will be said, well stated in our introduction.
Okay, great. And you guys are sitting together. Lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
You can jump straight into your presentation. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thank you so much. Greetings, Earthlings. We are from the universe. Oh, no, wait. We are from the University of Cape Town, here bearing some gifts in the form of our presentation, Privacy Protection in AI. I'm Olisedi Kweti, and alongside me is Chukongelo Mahori. We are majoring in information system. Our group name, Cybertrons, reflects the passion for the intersection of technology and cybersecurity, much like the powerful and adaptive Cybertronian from the world of science fiction. We aim to embody their resilience in navigating the complexity of digital age. While we'd like to start by thanking you for this opportunity to share our insight, to kick things off, we'll show a short clip that illustrates the power of technology and its dual role as both an asset and a challenge in our modern world.
We can't see your presentation in studio. Are you sharing?
Yes, I am.
We're sharing.
Should I stop sharing again and share again? Hello?
Hello?
Share and share again. Just unshare and then you share again, and we see if we see it coming through.
Okay, thank you. We are sharing. Are you able to see our screen?
Not yet, probably coming through. Just give it a second. Are you sharing?
Yes.
Okay, let's give it a second. Might be some technical issues, but we're going to get that sorted really quickly. In the meantime, just tell us, you said you're studying information systems. Which level of study are you at? And you're at UCT, right?
Yes.
Okay, just what level? Yeah, is it undergrad, and what level?
So Chikongela is doing a final year, and I'm doing my second last year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Looking forward to your presentation as soon as we can get it through to studio so that the judges can see what you guys have for us. Let's give that a second. These technical issues are quite common, especially when we're in a hybrid setting, so don't worry. I hope this helps you release all the nerves and you
Definitely.
and you're going to flow through your presentation quite nicely.
Yes.
Okay, great. Can I get an indication of the presentation coming up?
We can't hear you if you're speaking.
We are going to go on a quick leg stretch, Team Cybertron, while we are sorting out our technical issues on the side. And we're going to allow the judges to have a bit of water, quick leg stretch, and then we'll be back. Just stay on the line. welcome back online and welcome back in studio. We have Cybertrons that are about to present. I think your presentation is now showing on our side. I hope you guys are ready. Good luck.
Thank you. Greetings, Earthlings. We are from the universe. Oh, no, wait. We are from the University of Cape Town, and here bringing some gifts in the form of our presentation, Privacy Protection in AI. I'm Olisedi Kweti, and alongside me is Chikongela Mahori. We are majoring in information systems. Our group name, Cybertron, reflects the passion for our intersection of technology and cybersecurity, much like the powerful and adaptive Cybertronian from the world of science fiction. We aim to embody their resilience in navigating the complexity of the digital age. We'd like to start by thanking you for this opportunity to share our insight. To kick things off, we'd like to show a short clip that illustrates the power of technology and its dual role as both an asset and a challenge in our modern world.
May you please play the video that's on the third slide?
The slides are not updating on our side on set. We see the agenda now.
Yes. Then under the agenda, on the fourth slide.
Another slide, there's a short clip.
Yes, may you kindly play the clip?
But it's the wrong slide.
Is it possible for us to try to share again from our side? This is interesting.
Let me just hear from production, if we can try that again. We're just going to try and hear from production quickly if we can let you reshare on your side and you can play that clip from your presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just give it a second. Are we able to see the slides coming through? Okay.
Can you see them?
Please share your slides again. And let's
yes,
see if
we're
they
sharing.
come through. We can't see them yet. Please share, please unshare and then share again.
Okay.
Apologies as well for messing up with your flow there. These things happen. These things happen. We still can't see them on our side. Will you be also sharing a demo with us? A prototype? Cybertrons? Is my mic on? Welcome back, everyone. Apologies for the technical issues. The slides were not coming through, but welcome back to the viewers on the line and our judges are in studio. We're going to take it back to you, Cybertrons, and try that one more time, and hopefully your slides come through. And you can start with that slide on the video.
So, ma'am, these are not the updated slide that we had in place.
The ones that we have in studio or the ones that you are sharing yourself?
The one that you have in studio.
I see, I see. Do
Yes,
you
this
want
is-
to quickly send that through to us? And then we
via
take
WhatsApp,
the updated
via
ones?
email, via email.
Yes, please send it to the SATNAC email address.
Okay, perfect. I will do that now. So the presentation. Cool.
And I think we're just going to, for the viewers on the line, apologies for the technical issues. We are just going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Cybertrons and their presentation in the topic coming from Huawei on privacy protection in AI.
Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. Moving on, we're moving on. I know times are tough, but I
Welcome back to studio. I think the technical issues have been resolved now, and the Cybertrans team is ready to continue with their presentations. Let us see if we have those slides coming through this time around. And apologies, Cybertrans, for disturbing your flow there, but you can start on the slide of the video, and let's take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Computer systems were all networked, so these malfunctions might be related.
I don't care if they're related or not, just make it stop. I can't run a hospital without medical records and cardiac. Hello, Graceful Memorial. Currently, we control your hospital. We own your servers. We own your. Tim, are you saying this?
Systems, we own your medical record.
This is so creepy.
To regain access to your medical records, you need an encryption key, which only we have.
You will need to pay us exactly 4,932 Bitcoin to retrieve the key.
Failure to pay this ransom in a timely manner will cause your records to be destroyed and
Here, a major hospital system is compromised by a data breach. A patient's records are exposed. The entire hospital crumbles, risking not only just patient privacy, but also lives. While dramatic, this mirrors the real-world situation facing healthcare today. And it's not just healthcare. Banks, retailers, and even governments are under surge from cyber attacks. For instance, old systems like Windows XP, which hasn't been updated since 2014, are still in use in many places. This lack of updates makes this system vulnerable. Just this year, around July, South African National Health Laboratory Service was hit by a cyber attack, disrupting the critical service nationwide. In 2022, this Chem Pharmacy faced a data breach that exposed the personal data of 3.6 million customers. While they avoided a hefty fine, the incident underscores the urgent need for a better security in healthcare. And this is not just an isolated problem. In the first quarter of 2023 alone, the global healthcare industry experienced over 1.6 cyber attacks. Why? Because healthcare data is gold mine for cyber criminals. It contains sensitive patient information that can be used to identify theft and fraud.
Our solution addresses these vulnerabilities by creating multiple layers of security. Let me walk you through how it works. When a user logs in, they connect securely through an API gateway, which acts like a guard in the front door, ensuring that only authorized users gain access. Once inside, the business logic checks what actions the user can perform. Think of it as the system's brain. It processes requests and ensures everything runs correctly and securely. We enhance device protection with Sentinel-1, which detects threats on user devices. Plus, we use Snoopy4 to train employees on how to avoid phishing attacks. Phishing is when cyber criminals trick people into giving away sensitive information such as passwords, birthdays, and names. Once all the checks are done, data gets securely stored in the Huawei cloud with encryption, which means even if someone were to somehow gain access, they cannot read the information. Data isn't just stored in the cloud, it's also backed up in physical servers, ensuring that everything is safe and recoverable.
Our value proposition, next slide, please. Our value proposition lies in offering a secure, scalable platform tailored for healthcare providers to ensure patient data protection while providing enterprises with full integration into Huawei Cloud, reducing cyber risk without compromising operational efficiency. For users, we deliver enhanced privacy protection across all digital interaction, ensuring secure communication and safeguarding sensitive data with industrial leading measures like encryption and endpoint securities. Next slide. We are not just here with an idea, we have numbers to back it up. By year 3, we project to have a revenue of 38.75 million as a result of our growing client base and the increased demand Next slide, please. And the increased demand for a data security solution. We expect our cost to be 9.5 million, which allows for a healthy profit margin, even as we scale. Next slide, please. Our competitors are IBM,
Next slide as well.
BCX, FireIt, and many more. Let's take a look at the market opportunity. The global data privacy and security markup is growing rapidly. By 2024, the market is projected to be worth 207.77 billion US dollar. By 2029, it is sold to 376.55 billion US dollar. Now we have a huge opportunity for growth in industry where security isn't just important, it's a matter of survival. Data breaches in healthcare, for instance, can lead to more than just financial losses. They can cost lives. And we believe our solution can grab significant share of this market, starting with healthcare and expanding to other sensitive sectors.
Next slide, please. Our solution stands out with its comprehensive multi-layered security strategy that integrates end-to-end protection from clients' devices to cloud storage, while competitors like BCX, IBM, and FireIt may prioritize individual aspects such as cloud infrastructure and endpoint security. We combine advanced threat detection through Sentinel-1 with robust employee training via KnowBe4, addressing the critical human factor in security breaches. Our seamless integration with Huawei Cloud ensures secure data encryption and reliable backup systems, providing an all-encompassing defense tailored for sensitive industries such as healthcare, where privacy protection is crucial. This holistic approach guarantees that data is safeguarded at every point of its journey, making our platform an ideal choice for an organization that prioritizes security.
Next slide, please.
To give you a quick demo of how this would work, let me walk you through the process. When a user tries to access the system, they go through multi-factor authentication, and Yaki keys can be considered as well. After that, the data is stored on a Huawei Cloud. But it is fully encrypted, meaning that even if someone were to gain access, they cannot understand the data. From there, any suspicious activity is immediately flagged by AI-powered monitoring systems and endpoint security tools such as Sentinel-1 come into play to contain the threat. Finally, email security tools like ProtonMail and Mimecast make sure communication channels are always secure. So from access control to data storage to communication, we ensure that every aspect of the system is locked down.
Next slide, please. To fully realize our potential and bring our solution to a broader audience, we are seeking an investment of 10 million. This funding will cover all early development expenses, expanding into new industries and compliances certificates, especially in healthcare. Additionally, mentorship from Huawei Cloud and AI expert will help improve integration and infrastructure, while access to Huawei's global sales channel will aid in promoting our product to healthcare providers worldwide. This comprehensive support will ensure we can scale effectively and impact industries where data security is crucial. Next slide, please. In conclusion, we are not just another cybersecurity company. We are solving one of the biggest problems of the digital age. Data security and privacy are no longer optional. They are fundamental to the trust and the drives relationship between the businesses and their customers. Our solution is comprehensive, scalable, and designed to adapt to the future needs of industries across the globe. We will also ensure full compliances with regulations like HIPAA, POPIA, and information regulators, further reinforcing the security and legality of our platform. With your investment, we are confident we can lead the change in securing the future. Thank you for your time, and we are happy to take any question. Thank you.
That was a really great presentation. I see my judges here nodding. I think you had a really good closing to that presentation. Every judge was smiling and nodding. And I'll hand over to them to ask any questions, to give any comments, and any feedback at this point. Judges? Mr. Klaba has a question.
Hi, Cybertron team. Maybe if we can look at what you're mentioning in regard to implementing MFA, right? So you guys have mentioned that you will adopt using hard tokens. How did you come up with that compared to the digital way that we're doing it now, using IDPs in the cloud for MFA? Why choose hard tokens?
We believe that MFA is not fully only secure. So with our platform, we are making sure that we have security after security. We have layers whereby even if someone gets access to, for example, maybe your password, your username, or anything that has to make them have access to the system, then there's still another system that they have to go through, the security that they have to go through to be able to pass through and get certain information. So also, like, because we know that the Yuki keys, you can also use biometrics, whereby you can use your fingerprint, which is hard to secure, not fully, but it's hard to secure. So a person has to have your fingerprint in somehow. But in this case, it will be in rare instances where another person will have your key to log in into the system in some way. Yes, I hope that I answered your question.
Okay.
Thanks. Do we have another question? I see Deslin has a question.
Yeah, I've got a question around your email security solution. Can you tell me what part does email security have in terms of your solution?
So the email aspect, right? So our solution is more catered for industries. And in industries, I feel like one thing that we always seem to ignore is the human aspect of any cyber threat, right? You hear of companies whereby they got hacked because someone clicked a link, right? So what that does is that what we aim to do is that on the communication and the email lines, we want to educate the employees on the safety, right? So that's where we have Know Before, which they're a cybersecurity company which gives training and stuff. So I think it's a crucial aspect because it has a lot of human error involved. So we also want to mitigate that aspect in cyber threats.
And adding on to what my partner said, also like with Know Before, because I end up like having to talk to them and finding out what do they really do. So basically what they do most of the time is also they will send an email whereby it has phishing attacks in some way. And what they do, they send it to the company, and the company then will spread it out to everyone in the whole company and see who clicks on the email. Then after that, if they click on the email, then it shows that we didn't fully like comprehend the teaching that we had with regard to phishing, because that email will look very legit. It will look like maybe it's coming from the executive, the manager, and they'll be like, you know what, there's something, agent, I need you to look at this information. Click on this so that you can look at the projection or whatsoever. Then they click because it looks legit. It's selling. Then after that, what they do is that it means that they are also they are hacked in some way. So people are able to get to penetrate, because it's not only about the system overall and having us to have multiple layers. Also, like, we need to consider the human aspect, as my partner said. We need to teach them and educate them each and every time about this phishing, and also there are also what they offer also is a training, and also this other type of series whereby people are looking at this movie whereby it shows them like certain events that can occur, and how are we going to protect ourselves from it.
Okay, thank you.
Great. I think we have Inri, and then Dr. Sateng also has a question, then we can wrap up quickly.
I have so many questions, actually. So well done with that presentation and the comeback even after the technical difficulties, ladies. I think the big thing we have is always a question about limiting capability so much because of the security restrictions and then your customer experience on the other side. So I like that you looked at your competitors as well. I'm from BCX, so obviously this question was coming. BCX provides spectacular customer experience, right? So what do you see in this user experience in your tool to be the clincher that's going to put you above the market in terms of that user experience?
So with us, with our user experience, as we had mentioned on what makes us special is that, we have different packages, right? So there will be a package tailored to our user and what they would require as well. And on top of that, we not just offer you the technical aspect, we're also offering you the human aspect. That means that as much as we are giving you the technical and the system, we're also coming on ground to make sure that your employees are trained for it. And apart from being trained, if anything goes wrong, they also know how to respond in emergency situations. So it just ensures that from every point of the data, there is a procedure and protocol that's put in place.
Thank you for that. Well answered.
Thank you. Thank you. I see you, Imri, nodding there. I see you nodding. And lastly, we have less than a minute to just give Dr. Santenga a quick question, and then please, let's try to keep it in that minute in a response.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. Mine is just a quick one on the federated learning. You talk about using federated learning, which means that you are trying to distribute the computation at the devices. Now, my question is, why then do you need encryption in the transmission of data if the data is going to be, if your learning model is going to be at the devices and not necessarily on the cloud? Why then do you need to perform encryption and on data requests and so on and so forth? Yeah.
From what I've noticed with regard, thank you for your question. From what I've noticed in everything in the past attacks that we have read about, so we noticed that there's always, with regard to hackers, they always learn each and every day. They do trials and errors. So we need, so in our solution, basically, it's more like we need protection is better than cure, as they say. So that means we are making sure that everything is secure regardless, because even people that have further learning and whatsoever in their system, they are still getting hacked because everyone is trying every single aspect. All the cyber criminals, they don't rest. They are trying all the aspects to basically penetrate the system in some way.
And also our encryption. So the federated learning would be on our system, but also remember that the data is also being transported to the cloud as well. So that's where encryption comes in handy. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Cybertrons. That was a really interesting presentation. I see the judges nodding and smiling. I'm glad that the technical difficulties didn't sway you from a good presentation. Next, we have Kagiso Ramahwake. He's coming from the University of Witwatersrand. And Kagiso, can you say hi to me? And let's see if we can hear you in studio. Kagiso? You can just unmute and just say hi to us, and let's see if we can hear you. Kagiso, can you hear us? And this is our last presentation for the day to the judges and the viewers. Shortly after this, we're going to go into an adjudication session where the judges will deliberate and decide who wins for this topic. And the winners get to attend the conference, SATNAC. SATNAC is happening this year in the Kruger National Park from the 6th to the 9th of October. So next week we are going to SATNAC. And the theme for this year is the AI-driven hyper-connected future, co-creating shared value. It would be very interesting to see some of the winners there. Last year we had some of the students at the conference, and they had a really great time interacting with industry leaders, interacting with some of our, I remember there was one student who was having a discussion with our group CEO at Telkom, Serame, and Serame bought him a laptop and a phone on top of the prizes that he won. The students found it very, very informative and a great experience for them. So I'm sure some of the students are looking forward to going to SATNAC with us. And it's a very interesting destination, Kruger National Park. Everyone is quite interested to see how that unfolds. It's going to be a very great SATNAC. I think some of you will see you there, Deslin. Yes. Kagiso, can you hear us? We are going to go on a quick leg stretch while we are sorting out audio issues with Kagiso, and then we'll hear his presentation. Welcome back to all our viewers on YouTube, streaming the session live. We are back with our last presentation for the day. Apologies for the delay. There were some technical issues that we experienced right there. But Kagiso is on the line and he's ready to share his presentation with the judges. Good morning, Kagiso.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, thanks, and yourself? Kagiso?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, great, great. Thank you, thank you. Kagiso is joining us from Wits University. You can start with your presentation now. Great, we can see your slides.
Okay, my name is Kagiso Makgakwe. Okay, my name is Kagiso Makgakwe and I'm doing first year in digital arts. I have a degree in information systems from the University of Cape Town. What I'm here to present today, it's Cloud Care. Cloud Care is a modern telemedicine platform designed to provide personalized healthcare services while ensuring the privacy and security of patient data. In today's digital world, protecting sensitive data, sensitive health information is critical. Cloud Care uses advanced technologies to offer personalized healthcare recommendations and secure online consultation between patients and doctors. I'd like to introduce two systems, two toolbox that that are integrated, two AI systems that are integrated on my app. Firstly, it's TensorFlow, TensorFlow and PyTorch. TensorFlow is like a powerful toolbox for building machine learning models. Cloud Care uses TensorFlow to create AI models that can analyze patient data and give recommendation and give health recommendations. Imagine TensorFlow as brains behind the system, processing all the health information to figure out the best advice for each patient. To keep the patient data safe, TensorFlow privacy is used. This is a special tool that adds to the layer of protection to the data so that even while the app is not active or is having technical issues, it does not expose any sensitive information. Think of it as adding a privacy filter to the blast of personal details. PyTorch is another tool similar to TensorFlow, but it's flexible and great for experimenting with new ideas. Cloud Care uses PyTorch for tasks that needs more custom work, like training AI models on different devices. One of the PyTorch tools is PySift. PySift is an extension that works for PyTorch to ensure that AI can learn from data without ever seeing the actual private information, and it's like teaching. It's like teaching a student using examples without ever showing them the original textbook, just like a concept. How personalized healthcare recommendation works on the Cloud Care. When a patient uses a Cloud Care, the system gathers information like their symptoms, medical history, and lifestyle choices. The AI powered by TensorFlow and PyTorch processes this data to provide health advices tailored to individuals. This could include suggesting treatments, lifestyle changes, and even alternative remedies. Sorry about that. in terms of data security, we are going to use end-to-end encryption, end-to-end encryption on our app. The specific end-to-end encryption that we are going to use is AES 256 encryption. It's like locking up all your personal data to super secure vault. It's a way of scrambling the data so that even if someone tries to steal it, they won't be able to read it without the right key. In cloud care system, every piece of sensitive data like your health records and personal details is stored in encryption format. It's one of the strongest levels of encryption available. How WSL and TLS keeps your data safe during transmission. Whenever you send or receive data over the internet, it's like mailing a letter with a wrapping envelope, with a wrapped up unbreakable envelope. So in our system, every time you log in, book a consultation with a doctor, or send any other information, or any other information to the doctor, or otherwise when the doctor sends a prescription or any other documents via our app, WSL and TLS will make sure that your data remains private and secure. What is WSL and TLS? WSL is a secure socket layer, and TSL is transport layer systems. These are protocols that encrypt data while it's being transmitted between your device, and cloud care servers. This ensures that no one can interrupt or read data while it's on its way from one place to another. The healthcare recommendation system on our app that we use.
Kagiso, you have 5
for
minutes
medical
left
care.
in your presentation. You can proceed. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So the healthcare recommendation that we use on our app is sophisticated. It's like a smart assistant that looks for your health records and then understands your needs and suggests that the best course of action. The goal is to help doctors to make better decisions and provide patients with tailored advice without waiting long time and the need to visit the hospital in person. How data mining enhances our health recommendation system. By using techniques from data science and machine learning, cloud care can make prediction that might work best for the patient based on similar cases. This turns out from one size fits all to all approaches to a personalized and more efficient method of treatment. In conclusion, cloud care combines advanced AI with strongest security measures to provide safe and personalized healthcare experience. By using tools such as TensorFlow and PyTorch, the platform ensures that patient data remains private while still allowing AI to offer accurate and personalized health advice. On top of that, the AES 256 encryption and WSL protocols, all that are utilized on the app, are used to lock up and safekeep from prying eyes, whether it's being stored or transmitted. This approach not only makes cloud care a powerful tool by improving healthcare, but also builds trust by ensuring that patient privacy is always a top priority.
Okay, is that the end of your
So
presentation?
what is cloud care actually solving? Cloud care actually solves health access and privacy. Firstly, it solves limited health access. Many South Africans, especially in rural area and underserved areas, lack access to quality healthcare. Long waiting times and distance from healthcare facilities further exacerbate this issue. The secondly, privacy and data security concerns. Patients need to trust that their personal and medical information is securely and managed. Growing concern how healthcare provides and protects sensitive data, particularly under regulations such as POPIA Act and NHI bill, which is currently being debated in the parliament. Thirdly, the lack of personalized healthcare. Many healthcare systems that fail to provide tailored recommendations based on patient history and lifestyle choices. What makes our solution special? Well, what makes our solution special is AI encrypted and scalable healthcare. Firstly, CloudCare is AI-driven healthcare, unique integration to AI to provide real-time and personalized health recommendation and improving diagnosis accuracy as well as patient care. Strong emphasis on data privacy. Also, it is also designed to scale at any point of deployment. Once deployed, you can scale it.
You have 1 minute left, Kagiso.
Sorry?
You have 1 minute left. Please try and wrap up your presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's the value proposition for cloud care? It's affordable, accessible, personalized healthcare. Firstly, it's accessibility, offering healthcare to promote rural population, offering healthcare to remote and rural population, reducing the need for long distance travel to access medical healthcare. They can simply access healthcare through our app 24/7 by simply booking a consultation with the nearby doctor. We also integrated Google Maps API for local doctors, for patients to easily book a consultation with the local doctor. Or also they have a choice to look at the reviews, the high-rated doctors, which are shown on the homepage, like on the slide that is showing here. And also affordability. So since AI is used for online consultations, the cost has reduced. So, and also it accommodates the NHI bill. So the app is able to generate a bill for patients. Is able to generate a total cost for the consultation for patients. Also, they can. It's also so. So I'd like to conclude my presentation. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Kagiso. We are going to move on to the judges. We have 5 minutes to quickly go through a Q&A session. Judges, do you have any questions or comments for Kagiso? I think we had some network difficulties there, but we did hear you. We did hear you. Judges? Inri has a question for you.
I just want to say I love it. I think this is kind of a solution that, especially in a lot of the rural areas, that would make a huge impact. I do, however, think it's a very risky way to go, right, in terms of healthcare, etc. I just wanted to ask if you've probed why this possibly was not done previously. And if the answer to that is because of the privacy and the risk, what have you looked at in terms of that and mitigating, you know, that risk of an incorrect, you know, consultation, a doctor giving you incorrect medicine, etc.? Maybe just give
So
me a
can you please repeat?
brief view of that.
So can you please repeat the question?
Yes, of course. So I was asking, let me maybe make it simpler. How will you mitigate the risk of an incorrect script going out?
The incorrect prescription going to the patient from the doctor.
So an incorrect script kind of
So-
denoting an incorrect diagnosis.
So the diagnosis is done by the actual doctor. So by collaborating with local doctors. So so I don't know how to put it, but the doctors are actually responsible to compile a report or a prescription for particular patients. So they can simply share it on the app using PDF or a PDF document. So it's always in terms of the diagnosis and stuff, it's not done by the system, but it's done by the actual doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I've got it. So the accountability sits with the doctor. And well done, Kagiso. It was I can see that you've thought about a lot of these items in your report and in your solution. Well done.
Okay, Mr. Steve, I think we have a question from Dr. Santenga. Did you have a question?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kagiso, for your presentation. That was an interesting one. Mine is on the aspect of the rural areas. So, to what extent have you looked at the feasibility of your solution in the rural areas in terms of affordability? Because if you're talking about rural areas, then we know the demographics of people that live in the rural areas are people who struggle to afford basic services. So therefore, to what extent will your solution be feasible in terms of affordability in the rural areas?
Or since healthcare is based on the upcoming health, what is it, NHI bill. So cloud care will be able to assist the, patients who are even struggling by generating a bill for them to submit to whatever department is set by the Department of Health. So in terms of affordability, I think it will be covered by the NHI, National Health Insurance. So in terms of affordability, I think, yeah. So I'm never so. I don't know if you understand me.
It's okay.
And also doctors are able to, since I'm using Google Maps API, so in terms of affordability, so doctors in rural areas know their demographics, so they're able to set their own prices, a consultation price based on their demographics. So let's say maybe the minimum base fee would be 50 rands. So doctors will be able to build upon that, and yeah, the minimum base fee for the system is 50 rands. So doctors are able to whether increase the cost for consultation. It's up to their discretion, but based if they really want clients and the app uses Google Maps, so they will have to be considerate about their demographics. So it's up to them to set. It will be recommendable. I would recommend for them to set the price or cost for consultation lower, around the base fee of 50 rands. So yeah.
Okay. We have about a minute. Do we have any last questions or comment to Kagiso? I know you were a bit nervous, but we could hear you, and it's a good presentation. I think there were also a bit of connectivity issues, but we heard you properly. Judges, any last words for Kagiso before we go into the adjudication session? No.
Perhaps something from my side.
Yes, definitely.
Kagiso, can you tell me a little bit about how your solution will protect the privacy of the candidates or the patients? And also tell me how will you use previous consultations so that you can inform prescriptions and diagnosis and so on.
So by using, thank you for that question. By using two AI toolbox such as TensorFlow and PyTorch, our system will be able to assist patients with, I don't know, should I give a brief on what are these two AI toolbox? Or
now you can summarize for me, it's fine.
Okay. So what is TensorFlow? TensorFlow is like a powerful toolbox for building machine learning models. So CloudCare will use TensorFlow to create AI models that can analyze patient data and also give personalized healthcare recommendation. So to keep patient data safe, TensorFlow privacy it's part of the TensorFlow toolbox, which is another method of differential privacy. So TensorFlow privacy will be used to protect and add layers to this protection of data, so that even while the AI is learning, it does not expose any sensitive data. So in terms, another AI toolbox that I will use is PySift. So PySift is also like TensorFlow. So in PySift will be used to task.
It's okay.
It's okay. I've got
okay.
the answer. Thank you.
It's
You've
okay.
explained
You're
it for
doing
me.
good. You're doing really good. You're doing good. So I think we can conclude on the questions. Thank you, Kagiso. You did very well. I know you had some unforeseen circumstances this morning, but thank you for making the time to still join and share your presentation. As nervous as you were, we could hear you, and your presentation was quite good. So we are going to go into an adjudication session with the judges. The judges are going to deliberate, and we will come back with the winner. Then we will join us. We'll come back in the next 15 minutes, and then we will announce the winners.
Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times
Welcome back to all our viewers on YouTube, our participants that are joined in virtually, and our panelists that are sitting with me in studio. We are done with the deliberations and we have our winner. We have our winner. However, we want to start with giving the judges a chance to comment on the presentations, to give feedback to the students that have presented. All the students that presented today came from Wits University and UCT. So we'll start with Mr. Kaba there at my end there to give feedback to all the students, just on a high level overview of feedback with each team.
Okay. I believe all the presentations were well structured. However, we were looking at different elements to arrive where we are in terms of choosing. I'll start with Cybertrends. Cybertrends, their presentation was exceptional. However, I feel, when they go back and review, they just need to understand a focus, whether they are talking about an app or they are trying to resolve an issue within an already existing company where they want to offer a consultation security kind of approach, right? Because that's what I got on that, where, I didn't really understand whether we were talking about an app or we want to solve a security problem within the company, especially with the hard token, right? That's where I would have wanted them to be more current, in terms of that. Not that the hard tokens are not relevant, but when you're looking at the times that we are in, they need to be more innovative in terms of, using the cloud-based as well. And then coming to Kagiso, his presentation was good. The idea was good. You can actually see that it was well thought of, right? Especially, taking on the telemedicine and focusing on improving from the rural areas. That's, he just needs to do more research, especially with the, kind of personalizing or being closer to how things are done at the rural areas. Like, for instance, I can say this. When we're talking about the patients within that demographic, it's mostly, the elderly. And then now I would have wanted to understand how this is going to bridge that gap. I would have wanted to hear that this app will have different languages that will cater for our elderly people whom can't really, express themselves in English. That's one thing. But other than that, he did really well. And
The last team is Insightful Innovator. They were the first ones to present.
ProTech.
The ProTech solution, yes.
ProTech solution. Now, I enjoyed everything about that presentation. Think she was prepared. You would imagine or even think that, she's always doing presentations and all, It was interesting to actually listen to her, the way she presented her solution. And I think she understood the challenge, which came across clearly when she was presenting to us. So overall, I'm really not faulting a lot on the, I think I had a lot of expectations on that. Yes, there were a few questions that I would have wanted to ask, but I think somehow she managed to answer them on there. But other than that, everything was good for me.
Thank you, Mr. Klaba. We're going to move to Dr. Santenga.
Okay, thank you. I think all in all, all the presentations were very good. They are solving pertinent issues in relation to privacy concerns. Starting off with Cybertrans. Cybertrans, they presented lots of different methods, security methods, and each and every one in isolation could solve problems, right? But the integration of all of these solutions is what was lacking for me. I think it was a bit difficult for me to see the general solution when you bring everything together. So I think going forward, if they can work on how these different components or methods, security approaches can be integrated to provide a streamlined solution, that will really help. Then coming on to cloud care, that's from Kakiso. That was also a very good solution, and it will really help in terms of the rural areas. But I also wanted to see a bit more of how the protection of information, especially in the rural settings, because we are dealing with elderly people who are actually vulnerable to theft of information, because some of them are probably not aware of POPI Act. The information is not so dispersed to them, so it's a bit of it can be a bit of concern looking at the way people misuse a SASA, for example, of the elderly. So I wanted to see that to be crafted as one of the core solutions from his project, but at the end of the day, it's still a good project, which was very good. And then coming to the Protect solution, that was very interesting, very nice. The highlight of that project was that it was very focused on POPI and on the POPI Act, and it provides inclusivity in terms of the user themselves being part of the POPI process, knowing when to provide consent or when to deny consent, and so on and so forth, which will really help in the implementation of the POPI Act. So I believe that's really a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sotenga. Inri?
I'm not going to go into too much detail. I think we're running out of time. I just want to commend everyone. That was absolutely fabulous. I got goosebumps throughout. For your bravery, for your presentation, for the work. I was amazed by the amount of detail that went into your thinking. Even, you know, the pipelines in your design going straight down to the T's. I want to kind of appeal to all of you. Doesn't matter what the outcome is, there unfortunately can be only one winner. And that was very hard for the panel to decide. But take this solution and take it to market throughout whichever means you possibly can, right? All of them are feasible. Be mindful of falling into the AI trap, into, you know, trying to use too many tools. Look after the difference between security and privacy, and distinguishing between the two in terms of your solutions. And, you know, look after your skills in terms of how you present. You guys were absolutely phenomenal. So give yourself credit on that. I'm stumped. I love it. I loved every second of it. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having the bravery to come out here, guys.
Thanks, Inri. We are going to move to Deslin, and then David on my right, and in a minute or so, we can announce the winner.
Okay. So I think from my side, you know, it's difficult to give much more feedback than what the colleagues have shared here today. I think for the ladies from the Cybertrons, I would suggest that you pursue a career in cybersecurity. I think you're very passionate about what you're doing, what you're saying, and I think you should pursue that. Regarding the solution on telemedicine from the cloud care perspective, I think Discovery is doing something similar, and I think you need to look at taking the solution a level further, perhaps taking it to market in some way, shape, or form. And this is, I liked your emphasis on the commercial model, that you're going to earn commissions from the consultations. And I think for the first solution, which was Protech, I think the solution was very streamlined and overall quite a nice effort. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Deslin. And lastly, David.
Okay. Well, I think most of this has been covered by my fellow panelists, so not much to add. Just I think one of the main things we need to consider is, you know, what is the difference between security and privacy, right? User consent is very much important, as well as the interaction and the user experience is key and fundamental to that. We also have to consider our acts, which you guys touched on quite a bit, the POPI, the HIPAA Act and all of that, which is quite great. And also the financial feasibility of these solutions, right? The demographics that we're talking about, accessibility and all of that needs to be considered, which I think overall the teams did pretty well. But of course, we always have to have, a final winner at the end of these competitions.
Thank you, David. Before we announce the winner, Deslin was our subject matter expert coach. I think in less than a minute, he will just sum up the journey that Huawei took the students through in the topic that they were solutioning for. Deslin?
Okay, so the journey for Huawei has been an exciting one. I think as part of our sponsorship, our intention was to get industry or the market at large to do a piece of research that we can absorb and we can get learnings from as an organization, and I believe we've achieved that objective. Further to that, the teams have put in large amounts of effort. They've been meetings running after 5 o'clock very often. We've been squeezing people's 20-minute sessions and sitting on the phone with them for an hour. I've also been fairly firm in terms of what the question is and ensuring that we stick to the question, but I've also been open in terms of let's make this a solution that is applicable to an industry or a vertical that you are passionate about. And I think well done to the teams, well done, all your effort and all your hard work has paid off, and it's really impressive to see the future that we are, our hands are in, our worlds are in, and really thank you to everyone for the effort. Thank you to SATNAC for the opportunity as well. And we're looking forward to seeing some of you guys coming through the channel and seeing you in industry soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deslin. Desmil has been very instrumental in the process as the Huawei students were solutioning. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your contributions. As you said, the after hours calls and the students calling in at different times, even during your work time. We appreciate it a lot. And it's always a pleasure to work with Huawei. And we appreciate your support in this initiative. So without further ado, we'll let Mr. David here announce the winner for the Huawei topic.
Yeah, so difficult choice to make for the judges. I think all the presentations were good. We touched on a lot of insights, which obviously we needed to kind of consider the brief. And based on that, we obviously looked at the candidate that had the best presentation, overall solution, and really thought out process that will be easiest to bring to market. And based on that, our winner for this is the insightful innovator, Andile Mngomezulu. So well done, but congrats to you and well done to all the teams. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David, and congratulations to Andile Mngomezulu, the insightful innovator from Wits University. Your solution was great, and every other participant, you did very well. It was actually very difficult. The judges were sweating during deliberation, but you all did absolutely amazing. Congratulations, and this is the end of the session. I'd like to thank the panelists here, our judges, for all your contributions, for taking the time. We're very busy people, but you took the time to sit in here in studio for about 3 hours with us, and we appreciate that a lot. We thank the SATNAC team, and we thank Telkom and the entire team that's here, the production team. All the best. We are concluding. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you to the viewers as well.